Okay, here we are back in Sid Meier's Civilization Beyond Earth. Rising Tide expansion, yes, but if you're wondering why we're here, there hasn't really been any changes in the game. It's just, I wanted something where I could just kick back a little bit, change of pace from some of the stuff we've been doing. There may be other things we need to talk about as we go, but we'll kind of cross those bridges as we go. In terms of stuff here, I like playing this on Gemini. The AI in this game is really, really bad. I'll explain that as we go. So when you play on the higher difficulties, the hard part is just that they crank out so much stuff. You have to either get the superior tech advantage or such skilled combat units that you can kill them faster than they can be produced. But otherwise, when it comes to a domination victory, this is my preferred Civ game, to be honest, and we'll go over that as we go. But otherwise, Civ 6, not really a fan of it, to be perfectly honest. Spacecraft... oh, that's stuff we have to decide as we go. Planet size, planet biome... primordial, volcanic terrain... like, I haven't done all of these. Tempted between... we'll go fungal. Game pace, all that's fine. I don't know what the rainfall exactly does here. Let's go wet. Sea level, that's fine. Resources, we'll go abundant. So all the victory types will be enabled. Now as for who I play as, I believe I've done two... I don't know if I've done 3 games of Beyond Earth or not. We did Alphala when Rising Tide came out. I believe I did ARC when the game first came out. And I don't remember if I did the Slavic Federation or not. Overall, I'm thinking we may try INTEGR. Not too much of a fan of them, but we can learn some stuff as we go. As for the colonists, the one I like to start with are the engineers, so that you get more building. There's a lot of different tech here that production is really good. My favorite thing to start with, of course, is the tectonic scanner, so I can start seeing these resources and plan them accordingly. Continental Surveyor can be a little handy, especially if you're going to be on a very ocean-heavy map. Retrograde thrusters, I'm not really a fan of, or the fusion reactor, life sensor. These just seem like really bad ones, in my opinion. As for the cargo, I like to start with the worker. The extra population isn't that helpful. It gives you like additional 2 food early, but bleh. Pioneering, this is good if you want to do like a rapid expansion, but you need the engineers like I do to make that work. Raw materials, it's faster to build a clinic. Soldiers, not that helpful, the worker is. And then I don't know who those 8 are, we're just going to go kind of random. Like, I'm tempted to do the coastal start, but we'll see. I really like having my starting city on the coast because it allows you to build both land units and water units while you get some of the benefits of the water stuff. Yeah, we'll just go random. So anyway, not really a fan of Civ 6, and the one thing I don't like about Civ 5 is just, this is a YouTube type thing if I wanted to show it. Some of those music pieces are copyrighted. Some of the great works have nudity in them, so that sets off YouTube flags from my experience. It makes the whole culture stuff much more difficult to use. This one, on the other hand, did away with great people, so that's one less headache. And then it brought in some other annoyances of its own, like going for the affinity victories, whether it be harmony, supremacy, or purity, is much more tedious.
I am the Advanced Integration and Simulation Resource, or Advisor.
Level, no
I am
advice,
equipped
please.
to introduce you to the basic system.
So I only have 3 choices, it looks like. This is a very, very bad start. So luckily we get some floatstone to alleviate the pain. We have copper, copper. If I start here, I can claim those. Just I have so much dead stuff. Start here, I get the access to that. Access to that. Not a fan, but what do I do? So I don't know if I'm able to make the beds on the first turn. Let me see. No, I think I can. Zoom out. Ooh, this is not good. So we're starting there, that's good, that gives us a little bit of production. So, as I was saying, things I don't like, it's the terrain on some of these are a lot worse. Canyons are horrendous for your start stuff. We'll start with pioneering, and we will start by building a relic so we get some culture going. Like, it really, really sucks that looks like... Oh no, it's worse than I thought. So that's 5 tiles are filled up with canyons and 2 more by mountains. So my starting city is not going to be very good. I need to look to expand rather soon. So the bed is going to give us a little bit of extra culture, and I'm going to rely on the culture to get us going. So I'm going to fire a warning shot here to keep him away from my worker, otherwise it's going to be really, really bad. Like this, we get 25 culture, starts the resource pod quest, and right here, this is good if you want to go for big cities. I recommend just getting the might stuff later. If you want to get it early for some reason, it's not that helpful, but this is what you'd want to rush towards so you can get the science for killing crap. It's basically 1, 2, 3. Well, 1, 2, 3. Basically, this is harvesting aliens, so... If you're playing Australia, I think... Is it? No, Australia is the trader, which... Brasilia, I think it is. By all means, go ahead and do that, because that's a fast, reliable way to get science. Anyway, I'm going to start here as I want production towards building, so I can get established more quickly. We have a lot of fraxite up here. Overall, the floatstone was making me think we were going to go for purity. I thought there was more floatstone than just that, but... oh well. Got some dangerous waters here, folks. So I'm going to set up the grassland as food. And I really need that chitin thing in the near future. Jeez, this is such a bad start. So that's just a quest that pops over time, I think. We'll start working on this and see what we get. So anyway, the old earth relic is done. We're starting to get more culture. And the first person to join us is here. You don't know who it is until you either see their units or their city. In case you're wondering what the whole point of picking integer is, they have all sorts of stuff they gain using capital as leverage. Try to remember what the paddock gives us offhand. I think it's culture. So that's a water city. That's most likely Duncan Hughes. I forgot what his group is called. So you can either have the relic be free maintenance or 1 culture. This early in the game, that 1 culture really adds up, so I prefer to go for this. Right? The whole 1 gold isn't really that big a deal. There are all sorts of things we can do to kind of alleviate that. And the annoying part is I gotta bring this guy back to get another expedition module. And we did get the chitin. So I'm not gonna bother with this. If you play as Dao Ming, this is absolutely worthless because she can insta-pop wonders. This is helpful for money problems. This is helpful in this game because we have more resources than normal, so we'd get gold off of this. Probably this too. So I'm tempted to go for this one because that still feeds into this. Although this is really good for getting a big city. probably gonna get this next. We'll go for this. So the beds are now worth 1, the chitin is worth 1. We have someone working this one, which is good because that's going to help speed up population growth. Each person takes up 2 food, so having 3 generated there will cause us to get more people sooner. The copper's going to be more valuable when we start mining that. So I like going for purity generally until something convinces me otherwise. So we need to pop 2 nests. Those will finish at the same time. So this is still going to be worked. That's going to be a better tile overall. We get 80 production, which is basically an insta-clinic. There you go. So I'm kind of tempted to go for the gunboat, even though it's going to take a very long time. I'm going to grab a soldier now. And I'm going to wait until the soldier's out there to protect that. So that's a resource pod. Overall, this is looking like a good place to start a new city because I can claim the gold, the copper, some fraxite. Fraxite is the thing for supremacy, if I remember correctly. And we have access to the bed now. Crash satellite, that's usually a solar collector this early in the game. But anyway, it's going to take a while for the rest of this stuff to spawn because the 80 production that we got there finished the clinic and then just gave us extra stuff to work with. So I'm going to crank out another explorer while I wait for pioneering to finish. We are going to be going unhealthy here, so just a heads up. Like, my favorite strategies involve going unhealthy early just because it pays off more in the long run. As for the soldier, we're going to shoot this. We do risk making them very upset, but it's a risk I'm willing to take. And we'll look at the worker. Paddock's going to take 5 more turns. I do need to get an explorer in the water relatively soon so that I can start looking for the various city-states. I know they have different names here, they're outposts, but I prefer to stick to the old Civ 5 thing. So we get 19 research, which makes us closer to getting pioneering. Once this finishes, I'm going to start cranking out a colonist. I'll take a turn of miasma damage. This is tempting, man. We're going to swing down here and see what we get. 50 energy, 20 science for doing the quest. We instantly get the pioneering. We found personal meditation helmet. I'm going to skip over some of those text things in case you're wondering. Anyway. We're going to go ecology next because I want the ultrasonic fence. And the thing is, that changes things a little bit. You can't grow population while building a colonist. So I'm going to change gears and go over here. Once the colonist is finished, we will then go grab that one in Prosperity, I think the tree is called. So we're going to take a little bit more miasma damage, but it's fine. Soldier's healed up. Hold off. So we now have our paddock up. So we have someone working that gives us a little bit more production now, and as a result we'll have the explorer done next turn. Give him the wait command. I'd like to go here, it's just I don't trust them to not attack me. We're going to put up a mine here. Going to work on the trade depot. So we now have the new expedition module. Hydrocoral isn't really that bad. I'm a little annoyed that the raptor bug is sitting parked right there on my border. We also have the shells now. So getting the ultrasonic fence is going to be a high priority. I just realized... Change production, I didn't go into colonist. Yeah, I need the colonist. Gonna take miasma damage here. Not really a fan of mines in this game. So we have tubers and silica here. Or that's fiber, not tubers. I don't like getting coastals or ocean cities early because it's very hard to get those up and running. There's a Makara already. So that's a death wish or a death sentence for me if I go after it. Let's fortify and hope we could withstand it. The stupid sea dragon is killing me with miasma. It would be nice if there was some improvement to canyons that could make them workable even if it's late game. Because they just suck. 25 culture, we get a Senor Caffeine. And we have a derelict settlement there. This isn't as helpful early game, but this combos with this very nicely. Yeah, it's time for frugality. 6 turns on the colonist. That's not good. That is really close. That's out in the middle of nowhere. That could be a really bad start for them. So we actually have titanium and more floatstone over here. If I go here, I have to forfeit the gold, but I can access the titanium. Other option is I can just settle here and get all of it. Liking this option a little bit better. These guys need to learn personal spaces. So I'm going to pull the soldier back in anticipation of the colonist getting ready. Okay, the mine is complete. I am going to expose the worker to a little bit of danger here. It's a little unavoidable, I'm afraid. So that's 7 turns off. This one is 4. As far as I know, there's no miasma in water, so as a result, it's a lot harder for them to heal. Because you notice all the sea dragons are injured. We're going to leave him here for a turn. Yeah, I'd rather have the gold than copper. So the colonist is ready. We're going to take some miasma damage as we travel over there. Going to go back to the trade depot and get ready for when a outpost appears.
Come, Mr. Hubbard.
That's Australia. Damn it, he found me already. So it's probably going to aggro him if I go drop a outpost out here, but it's going to have to deal with it, I'm afraid. So anyway, farms in the water are generally nice on the coast because those have production attached to them, so you can have someone work here, sustain themselves in terms of food, while still contributing production to the actual, wow. So all this production's a double-edged sword, I'm afraid. I was hoping for something a little bit more beneficial. And they recommend you going up here, but these tundra tiles aren't the greatest. Although that's a lot of floatstone. I'll get the convoy ready and I'll just be on standby, I guess. So by having that prosperity bonus... Stupid bug. I get to retain some of the food, and as a result it's easier to grow population. So here we get our choice. So Hakima gives us food and culture, while Golden Bell gives us food, energy, and culture. Hakima gives more food for more population growth. I get to work more tiles, while Golden Bell gives more culture. I want Golden Bell just because a big population isn't going to be too helpful in my capital. So Golden Bell is literally right there. Convoy, go. Once I get the ultrasonic fence, I can actually give them a little bit of protection, but that's a little further down the road. As for what I go for here, I'm kind of leaning towards another explorer, or colonist at the moment. It's just I don't know where I'm going to create this one at. Personal space. This one's going to have to sit in the capital for a bit to catch up. And then up on the hill is where we're going. I think I actually should have just went straight there. Quest decision. I like to have a lot of production power, so I gear the trade depots towards more production. That might have shaved a turn off this, I'm not entirely sure. And here we got collapsing library. And the library, battered.
When Coyote learned he was the only one of his kind on the new planet, his howl echoed through the rifts and off the distant hills.
Good for Coyote. In the meantime, I'm leaning towards physics. Actually, chemistry is better because we get the lab. Then we'll go for physics next. So while this guy doesn't have an expedition module, we'll swing back and grab one real quick, and then we'll worry about where we're going to send out the colonists to. Okay, the farm is up. I want to get the eggs up next, even though this is a little dangerous. And by little, I mean extremely dangerous. Like, they get a little touchy when you're next to their net. Yeah, we're gonna pull back. So I can get the copper online by removing the miasma. And then if I want to create something, it's gonna need to be down here. Found outpost. We get a soldier unit. That's actually over here, unfortunately. So we're gonna have this guy heal. You get in the city. Wow. All these guys are laying on my borders. This is not something I see that often. So we're gonna let this heal up for a turn before sending it back out. This beetle is starting to annoy me. We'll need a worker over here shortly. Something tells me that's the Korean guy. I forgot his name though. At this point, I'm just gonna open fire. I need to thin this out a bit. And I believe you need a naval unit to pop this. These guys won't be enough to do it on their own. that's fine. I can just fortify from here. So we have a new culture thing. I'm actually going to go for homesteading just to speed that up. Normally I don't go for that this early, but we are racing the clock here. I don't have enough information here to justify it, even though the floatstone's very helpful if you're going to go for purity. Due to the expedition module, you need to get back in the water. I didn't mean for him to go that far. We'll see what's down here. There might be something of value. The copper isn't as bad once you have the vivarium because this gives you food from desert. It also basically gives you 1 free population because it gives you 2 sustainable food. We're going for the ultrasonic fence so I can actually claim this and have the aliens leave me alone. Okay, this one's a little further away than Tom was. We have petroleum over here. The annoying part is there's a lot of aliens here that I have to get through. Although it'd be really cool to have like a canal city where I could pass through from one side to the other very easily. Like if these two need naval support, they have to go around however long this continent goes. So the alien can kill that. I'm kind of taking a gamble here. Did he pillage that? Personal space, damn you. Okay, this is looking increasingly more tempting. We have fungus, lots of petroleum, a little bit of plankton. Energy is not really that good. Takes 3 turns to get rid of the miasma, and you take damage each turn, unfortunately. Why'd that take all of it? Is that a hill? Oh, it's marsh. Yeah, marsh is really good for draining your movement, I'm afraid. So if I were to settle right here, I can get the fraxite, copper, but these are a lot of desert tiles. Starting to lean towards swinging back over here. So if I settle here, I can get that fraxite. This may be a supremacy game before it's all said and done. I get the coral, fungus, lots of coastal tiles. Oh. Okay, yeah, we're gonna change gears and go for that titanium. With all that titanium and petroleum, I can actually afford to have a few satellites. Won't be able to get the xenomass, but not a big deal. Get rid of the miasma. Okay, that may have changed things a little bit. So we have access to basalt. Maybe. I'm gonna see if I can grab this with these colonists. Actually, I can just do that now. 50 energy. And that reminds me, let's look at what we can make here. So the Xenomass bathhouse. That gives us a little bit of production, a little bit of culture immediately. Do I want that though? I'm gonna hold off on that and see if I can make something better later. Okay, the worker that comes down here is gonna have to clear out a lot of marshland. I'm gonna set course for this tile. I will not be able to look at the shells unless I move up here. If I did that, what would I be forfeiting? I'd take on some additional desert tiles, unfortunately. And I could claim that Xenomass, yeah, I definitely want that tile. Even if you're going to go for a different affinity, then... well, depending on what affinity you go for first. You may want the resources from the other ones to fuel the buildings of the other ones that you want to make. There are certain Xenomass buildings that you're going to need. You won't need them exactly, but they're really, really helpful. Let's go for this. That is a motherload of floatstone. Fort Barca. Okay, you. We need to get over here. Got our solar collector finally. I want to see what this all entails. Lots of titanium, so I may want another city down here. 4 is kind of where I draw the line, in case you're wondering, because it starts to get ridiculous quickly. Now the best tiles are these ones right here, so we are going to launch the solar collector right here to get the maximum benefit. So leave satellite view. This one has 4 spaces, needs a little more. I'm probably just going to insta-buy the worker over there. I'm going to need to get the gold and the copper online immediately, I think.
Sputnik, Slawiańska Federacja pozdrawia.
So, buddy Vladim. So I'm going to start working on our capital stuff, because we should be able to afford it now. So, I don't really care about these. This is best for buying buildings late game. As a result, I like to go for personality trait first, because you can get some extra production here. 9 times out of 10 I go for this one, even though there are some uses for the health. For this type of setup we're going to go for, it can be beneficial. You don't need energy with her, because you're going to be using capital to pay for most of the stuff. This is another one that's pretty good late game once you have a lot of trade routes going. Defensive is good if you're against... like you have Brasilia as a neighbor, since they're most likely to come looking for you. But yeah, we're going to go for Industrialist. Okay. Probably should have got that a little earlier, but not a big deal. We're not playing on the hard difficulties, and even still, that's kind of overkill. So, last chance to change my mind. I don't know what Plankton does, because I so rarely get this. And I'd say this Xenomass is a lot more valuable than these two. So I go there, I have to forfeit the frac site. This is a pretty important strategic city. Discovered a colossal alien fungus. The mountain-sized specimen is largely inaccessible due to a treacherous landscape of surrounding rock. Hundreds of years of growth have disrupted the surrounding terrain, creating hazardous badlands covered by fungus and airborne debris. It's unlikely a species this large could live in isolation. We should study any other specimens we can find. Kind of interesting. Not really a fan of those quests because you have to find all of them in the world. Hey, the beetle has a death wish. So the ultrasonic fence is now finished. We have to build one more of those before we actually get the quest where we can make it so that the trade units are safe when traveling around those. If I go here instead, I get that, I get that, I get that. I have to forfeit the titanium, though. Do I have any other titanium? Because I'm thinking I might be better off just trying to create the fourth city down here somewhere. Choices. It's a little annoying that there aren't exactly icons on the various map tiles to tell you, hey, there is titanium here. It's kind of hard to see that in the water. So you just have these three. No, I'm gonna drop the city here. And I have to be careful going into the water around those. How far do they move? Satellite. I'm probably gonna send this soldier up north to pop that nest now. Need 10 points to level up in affinity. And you can see this dragon does not respect my ultrasonic fence. Hold on, that's Kabrost. Oh hell, Barca's all the way out there. I don't think I'm gonna make it to that place. And over here we have a derelict settlement. Get 80 production at Weitgeist, so we get the Vivarium instantly. Energy, and here's our geothermal. Hydrocoral brain. Minerals are pretty good for production. Let's crank out the next colonist. I may actually... No, I'll finish that before getting the lab out.
A 4 billion-year-old world's worth of resources, shared among a handful of people. We're gonna make a fortune here.
And that's my neighbor talking. So we'll start with the old Earth relic, and I said we would buy a worker here. I'll try to work my way over there. Lots of titanium there, and that's kind of to be expected for him because he needs titanium for his benefit, his beneficial stuff. That's tough, man. I did not check the alien thing, did I? 24 research. He's probably dead. There's just too much crap out there. The water is very, very dangerous. Tama's not happy, but who cares about him? How long is this going to take? 4 turns? Dao Ming. Even though she gets the immediate benefit to her wonders, she doesn't always take advantage of that. That guy's dead. Ooh, he lives. So I'm going to hit the dry land and get to safety. Yeah, I'm going to travel by land, and there's the friggin' siege worm already. So that filled in her. We're surrounded. Progenitor device. Found a spec. And we
How
found the
may the
ARC.
corporation serve you?
We do need to look into a personality trait next. So I'm going to fortify here and try to let them kill themselves. And we'll start working on the siege one. If I want to be really crazy, I can go for this one. The only thing that sucks is this is a dead end. That gives us a free virtue. So I could immediately grab that one. At this point, I think I need the central planning. This will boost his powers, have him fortify, let them commit suicide. Okay, this guy needs to go over here and explore this area to see where I'm going to drop the city. This one's going to be pure coast, or pure water, I mean. Soldier could be dead. For him to live, I have to put him in the water. He's getting hit from too many sides. And it's not helping that they're getting healing from my asthma. It's possible the sea dragons could kill him. My hands are a little tied at the moment. Ah, so let's protect the trade convoys. I thought you had to build 2 for that to appear, but I'll take it. Where's the resource spot? Oh, of course it's guarded. Can't make it easy on me, can they? There's the ARC. Nope, they killed it. So we have this guy fortify in the meantime, see what ends up playing out. So here's the stupid hydrocoral thing. Probably should have disabled the Marvel quests. So I want to make sure I don't get this tile because it's completely worthless. That farm's done. And we're going to work on the trade depot here. So best case scenario, I can afford the convoy once it's ready. Just insta-buy that and then send it out here to Fort Barca. And in case you're wondering, you do not want to move towards the floatstone just yet because you need special tech in order to cultivate that. So right here is looking to be the best spot because I can get the floatstone, the vents. Although if I go over one, I have forfeit the xenomass for the geothermal, which could be worth it. We have to see what's down here. Basalt. Okay, we see Fort Barca, we can now trade with it. Quest decision time. So I want health from clinics. Health is kind of hard to get early game. And their cycler is done. Please somebody got a brewery up and running.
Consider a simple problem, such as navigation in a spaceship approaching light speed.
And that is simple. You see Han Solo do it all the time. So let's see. I'm gonna go for a worker here, and then I'll probably go for a gunboat so that I can try to... Yeah, those are for coastal stuff. Go for a gunboat so that I can... I'm gonna grab this one real quick. I don't know if I need that to settle in an ocean tile or not. What's this? Okay, I don't know why I dropped a frame there. We were talking about settling here, I think. Vents. Floatstone. Have to clear out all the hydrocoral. 2 geothermal.
What's ours is yours. For a price.
Yeah, I don't know why he went for sanctioned. Kind of early for him to do one of those overreaction things. So Eintracht is up, we have a pretty significant health penalty, and we have petroleum here. 1, 2, 3. That will reach. So yeah, that's actually going to be right there. That's a lot of titanium too. Yeah, I think this is probably the way to go. I can move the city or something and claim this then. I don't actually need it actively worked, I just need it. Oh, and get developed in order to get the benefit from it. I was holding my breath there that I wouldn't run into an alien. usual, we go for the Old Earth Relic. We shoot this thing because it doesn't know what personal space is. You too, Slick. I'm gonna need to put a ranger here so I can start peeling these guys out. But gunboat first. So we want to pull this guy back here to get the module. We already know where that one is. It should have safe passage. This worker we're going to send down here because he's closer. This one is going to be the resident worker for this area. Oh, this guy took all my movement points, that's why. Yeah, gunboat. So, from the recyclers I can get more food or better workers. As is, I'm thinking I'm probably going to need the workers, even though... That's always a +1 food, that's the hard part here. And we're still relatively early game to where that may be really nice. Yeah, I'm going to take the food. Friggin' siege worm. So I need to get that resource pod still. So you have a huge massive xenomass, eggs, and algae here. Castellan's gonna be a really nice city from the look of things. I'm gonna gamble on that resource pod. Until the gunboat is ready and we can go claim those by force, I'm gonna lay low. You don't want to touch the petroleum just yet because I don't have satellite technology to benefit from it, and it also gives you a health penalty for claiming it. Well, to start working it, I mean.
Torgowlia opiera nie na potrzebach, a na sprawiedliwości.
Okay, that works. So that should give me enough to get this. And then I'll start working on the other ones next. Get that one to level 2 so I have more... Well, apprehend the scientist. So I completed the recycler quest already. So we can apprehend the engineer to give us purity. We need to build 3 soldiers, which kind of sucks. Soldiers not going to be very helpful here. Probably should have went for the supremacy route. And he lives. Unreal, man. We're gonna duck here and then we'll just come out on land and claim it once the coast is clear. So we'll not get the Colonia. I have no idea what these do. I don't think I've ever built a thing on them. Events are really good for getting money. Yeah, that works. So they're probably going to start calling me out for, hey, you have all these cities, your stuff's so unhealthy, what gives, man? Are you stupid? And then I can say, I may be stupid, but you're ugly. 40 energy. I didn't really get anything good out of those. It's kind of disappointing. We'll go for this one first, then the other one. Okay, next turn I can build the convoy. Let's see if Fort Barca is still there. This place is growing really rapidly.
All planets possess inherent value, and establishing the exact dollar value of the property should be a priority.
You can tell that one's the American. +1 science or +1 modules? I'm thinking I'm going to need the modules this game, unfortunately. Because normally I like to get a lot of science. So they all instantly have that. As a result, I can pull this guy back and go for that. That's just basalt. So I'm hoping that doesn't take too long to extract, because that is in miasma. Gonna grab engineering so we can get the combat rover out. I'm probably gonna need that to plow through up here. Generally, I don't like having to go for all this core tech. I like going for a couple leaves real quick to get some quick upgrades so you can better fight. Let's finish the old Earth relic, so it's gonna go for the trade depot next. This place needs... I'm gonna go for the clinic so I can get some health. We're at -9, so it's pretty bad. Purchase-wise, we can barely afford the convoy. The reason why I don't like getting all those expeditions, in case you're modules, in case you're wondering, is that after a certain point in the game, everything is claimed except for the alien skeletons, which kind of replenishes you murder stuff. Fort Barca, I need the energy and the production, man. So as a result, those are a lot less potent. And generally, you don't need that much of an early game here, because the enemy civs don't really prioritize their science correctly, and as a result, you can very easily get a tech advantage on them and use that to crush them. Popping that nest next turn. 10 turns, this will not work. I'm gonna have a worker come out or get miasma immunity or something. So let's start cranking out soldiers so we can do that quest. We'll be sending them to their demise, but that's their problem. Artifacts are discovered more often. So this isn't a bad one to get early. I'm gonna go for it. And then we got a bunch of food and fight guys, so this place is gonna grow even more. Anyway, this is now safe. Steer clear of the miasma, please. This place has a lot of production, apparently. A little tempted to try to go stir up some trouble with Hutama over there. Right now I'm trying to get the logistics of getting this guy out here without losing too much in this new city. But once these soldiers have completed the one quest I'm making them for, I'm just going to set them out on auto-explore to die. So, she's complaining about my tech. Need to be more like Utama Daming. So, border expansion is pretty important for land cities. The water tile I have to pretty much buy everything for, so just keep that in mind. I didn't know if this... I wasn't looking to see if this defended itself. I'm gonna fortify and see what happens. Gunboats are pretty important. You generally want to protect those. Okay, that's up and running. This copper is going to be an incredibly important tile for Castellan. So I'm going to grab the recycler so that I can get more production here. And then I'll probably go for science stuff. Okay, we definitely need to fall back. Can't make things easy on me, can they? We need one more soldier for the quest. You have to make all 3 after the quest is given. They don't count the earlier ones I made.
Instruct the children not to dream of toys or sweets. Instruct them to dream of infrastructure.
If you've seen American Roads, that is great advice, Kozlov. And I'm using roads in air quotes. Let's go for genetics. The reason for that being is just so I can get some health buildings.